What's up, Ragin Nation? How's it going? This is Alex Yu, and you're watching the TF Movie Show. This is just the web series we're talking about the Transformers live-action movie franchise. This is episode number 38, and Bumblebee has finally made its last theatrical stop, and that is in Japan. It officially opens in Japan on March 22nd, which is a week from now, but it already had its big premiere at Roppongi Hills. That's where they have all the big movie premieres from Hollywood, and producer Lorenzo de Bonaventura was there, as well as Haley Steinfeld. And of course, between now and the release, they'll be making their media rounds, and they will be talking to entertainment networks and entertainment bloggers, and they'll be doing a lot of interviews. And one of those interviews has revealed some pretty exciting news about the future of the Transformers live-action movie franchise, because we've always been wondering, ever since Bumblebee has been a big success, what is happening? Now, there was talk about reboot, which is actually happening, but what is next? So now that they're rebooting the franchise, what movie can we see next in 2021? What will that be? Well, there's talk about the Bumblebee sequel, there was a Cybertron animated film, as well as an Optimus Prime solo film. Out of all those films, it looks like, well, at least I originally thought that the most likely option would be the Cybertron animated film, considering that was talked about since they started the writer's room back in, holy cow, I can't remember when that was, maybe 2014, 2015, I can't remember, but it was quite a while ago since they had that writer's room with all those writers. And one of those movies and ideas that they had was a feature-length Cybertron animated prequel. But according to this interview from this Japanese cinema blog, Lorenzo de Bonaventura stated that there are in fact two Transformers films, two Transformers live-action films, not animated films, two Transformers live-action films that are in the works right now. And by in the works, we're talking about the scripting stage. They're working on a script for them, and it doesn't necessarily mean that it has a writer or they have writers, but they're working on the ideas of what they can do, and then afterwards they're gonna get the writers to work on it. So what are those two movies? Well, let me just read you this quote that he made in the interview. Throughout the day, De Bonaventura talks with smiles. Our greatest mission is to the audience, to be satisfied, to meet the expectations of the audience. To that end, he and his colleagues are already working on a new series. We're already working on two projects and are in the process of writing a script. One is the latest in the main family series following Transformers Last Night, and the other is a sequel to Bumblebee. We are thinking of works where Optimus Prime and Bumblebee will be the buddy-buddy. But when Optimus and Bumblebee are in movies of the protagonists, how human beings get involved in their drama in the first place. The size is different between human beings and theirs. It's a worrying point. Ha 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 ha. Okay, that wasn't an evil laugh. And I don't know how he actually laughs. But anyways, so there you have it. Two films are in the works. The sequel to Bumblebee, which makes complete sense because not only did they talk about it, but Bumblebee was a huge success. And I would love to see the continuing adventures of Bumblebee. It probably will not be with Haley Steinfeld. It could be Bumblebee still like in the 80s, well before he meets Sam Witwicky. And there are lots of stories that could be, lots of adventures rather, that could be told, as he progresses throughout his journey. And he could meet other humans along the way, and then he becomes friends with them. So who knows what's going to happen with that, but I'm still pretty excited about that because I really enjoyed Bumblebee, and I want to see more that could be done there. Now, they did mention that Bumblebee would be an Optimus Prime and Bumblebee buddy movie. That's really cool because we did see Bumblebee we did see Optimus Prime at the end of Bumblebee, so they definitely met up. They definitely rolled out together on the San Francisco Golden Gate Bridge, and then you see other Autobots on their way. So I'm just thinking, are Optimus Prime and Bumblebee going to be at the forefront? Most likely, yes. And then it's potential that they could potentially have the other Autobots in the background, maybe mostly as supporting characters. Now, of course, with it taking place on Earth, there's going to be human interaction there. I don't know how much they're gonna make the humans be on the forefront, like how much they will be in terms of screen time. But something tells me that they're really trying to take it back, as in, like, they're gonna try to have the human be the supporting character and the Bumblebee and Optimus be the main characters. I mean, I'm just reading what it says here, and I don't know. I sense a tone where he's trying to give to us, the fans, that we want to see more the Transformers on the front lines. You know what I'm saying? Not the humans, and that's a right step. That is a good step. That's a step in the right direction to have less of that human presence. I mean, they will have to be there regardless, but it really depends on how much screen time they give them and what big of a role they play there. I'm sure there's gonna be a role, but at the end of the day, Optimus Prime and Bumblebee will be the heroes of the movie. So that's really exciting. So I'm really excited about that. We're gonna see more of Optimus in his truck form that we know of from G1. Now, I'm really, really curious who those other Autobots are, because this is, after all, a sequel that comes after the events of Bumblebee. So there are, like, I think 4 more Autobots that are on the way. So who are those 4 Autobots going to be? It's not going to be Cliffjumper. And then who are the Decepticons? Now, I don't know what they're going to do in terms of retconning the whole Megatron presence, or is he still on ice or whatever? I don't know what they're going to do about that. But, if it's going to be a reboot, they may as well do that. All right? So we shall see. Now, let's talk about the other film. The main family series following Transformers Last Night. And by main family series, he doesn't mean it's going to be like a family film. He means the Transformers family, the main series of films. And he says, following Transformers Last Night. Don't get it twisted. It doesn't mean that they're going to continue the story like right after Transformers Last Night left off. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they're going to do that. What I think they mean is that they're going to follow these characters, these Autobot characters, into a brand new adventure. Kind of like how, I don't know if you guys read the news about this, but Patty Jenkins, the director of Wonder Woman, stated that Wonder Woman 1984 is not a sequel to Wonder Woman. It's a standalone story. So I think that what we're going to see in the next installment, or rather the follow-up to Transformers Last Night, is another standalone story following the adventures of these Autobots, and knowing the way things are in terms of continuity in this franchise. Some Autobots might disappear, and some Autobots might join in on the action. So, I think what he means by follow-up is that it's just going to be a new adventure in this timeline. It doesn't necessarily mean it's the continuation where we see Unicron. I really don't think Unicron is going to play a part at all in this follow-up. I actually don't want Unicron to play a follow-up. Play a part in this follow-up. The main reason why is because I want to see Unicron much later on, because they're not ready for Unicron. I don't want them to rush into Unicron, because think about it. Just think about it. Should they decide to make Unicron as a big part of the next film, like the main antagonist, that means that the next film is Unicron, and then the Autobots are going to defeat him, and then that's it. You know what I'm saying? I think there should be a build-up to that. So I think what we're getting next is the Transformers films, but using the same direction that they use for Bumblebee. You know what I'm saying? Because what we got in the past is 5 Michael Bay films, Michael Bay style Transformers films. So what we're going to get next is a Transformers film that won't be in the style of Michael Bay's storytelling and visual style. And that's a really, really important thing, because a lot of people are saying, like, what? A follow-up to Transformers Last Night? I'm out of here. But what they're not getting is that this isn't Michael Bay's vision anymore. This is something that a lot of fans have actually been waiting for, and that is to see Transformers through the eyes of a new director. Bumblebee was kind of like its own thing. It kind of works on its own because it feels totally different from the other films. It's actually good. Now, as for this follow-up film, this can actually be the good Transformers sequel. You know what I'm saying? It's not a prequel. It's not a reboot. It's a Transformers sequel that can actually be good, because now they could have attention, that focus on these characters, which is what Travis Knight did in Bumblebee. So that's what I believe. And it's possible that, and I'm pretty sure this is going to happen, they're not going to use any of the human characters that we've ever seen in the previous films. No Agent Simmons, no Cade Yeager, no Sam Witwicky, no Michaela Baines, none of that. I think we're actually going to see, if there are going to be any human characters, which of course there are, it's going to be a brand new set of human characters and brand new adventures. And that means starting fresh, but with a team of Autobots. You know what I'm saying? You see, Bumblebee and Optimus Prime in their film is kind of very different from this larger Transformers film. It might just be called Bumblebee and Optimus, or Optimus Prime, Bumblebee and Optimus Prime. Does that mean we're still going to get an Optimus Prime solo film? Maybe not, just because maybe they decided that Bumblebee is now the face of this new rebooted franchise, so let's just keep on adding to his story. Bumblebee and Optimus Prime, Bumblebee Sideswipe, Bumblebee and the other Autobots, you know what I'm saying? And then Transformers. That's what I think they're doing, because it's the safe route. They took a lot of risks with Transformers last night, and unfortunately it was a risk that kind of failed. So what they're doing is the more safer direction. This road is a less bumpy one, and it's definitely a road that can lead them towards a much better direction and into a better end goal, if you will. So that's what's happening. So I'm really excited about that. In fact, I think this new follow-up of this bigger Transformers film, I think we should get excited about it, because it's possible that, well, with the continuity from these films, they could potentially change up all the designs entirely and make them the designs that we like, Maybe they might give us the designs that, simplify the designs, because they know that now works. They don't need to make them super, super complicated now. So maybe it'll just be all new designs and designs that we recognize from the cartoons. That'll be really cool. And I don't need an explanation as to why they look different anymore. I just don't. Because honestly speaking, I kind of wrote off the Transformers last night. I just completely wrote it off. It just doesn't need to. Well, I know it exists, and I think it's kind of harsh for me to say that it doesn't need to exist. But the fact is that I just don't care anymore. I just want them to start fresh and have a brand new Transformers film the way the fans want. I think this is a time to be excited, because I know a lot of people are saying oh man, this is crazy. Follow up to last night. Just get the words "the last night" out of there and think of a brand new direction for a larger Transformers story. They're starting, I feel like Paramount wants to do big things. They want to aim for big. They want to go big, but at the same time they also want a backup plan. Their backup plan is Bumblebee and Optimus Prime, that buddy film. All right, but at the same time they want to go big because they know they have the means and resources and the know-how to make a big Transformers film. Now they just got to put a good writer and a good director as part of that package. You know what I'm saying? If they do that, they got a winning combination. They can pull it off. I think they can pull it off. I'm optimistic. Why? It's just because Michael Bay's not there anymore. And I'll always respect Michael Bay, but 10 years of Transformers is enough for him. I want him to move on to bigger things, and I'm looking forward to whatever he comes up with next. But it doesn't need to be Transformers. Sometimes you just gotta let go. And what he did is that he gave the chair to Travis Knight, and we got something great out of it. So let's give other great directors the opportunity to give us something awesome. So there you have it. So yeah. I don't think Unicron's happening, at least not for a while. They're gonna figure out how they're gonna make that happen. But if they wanna do Unicron right, build up to it. Seriously, build up to it. And they could even retcon the last night and just have Unicron as the true thing that's in space, like the regular form. Hell, they might even rename it like Primus or whatever, or I don't know. Just they can do whatever they want at this point. I really don't care about continuity. I just want to see it happen. Anyways, that's not all I gotta say. I want to let you guys know that because Bumblebee is opening in Japan next week, and also this year marks the 35th anniversary of Transformers, over in Tokyo, specifically at the Parco Museum at Ikebukuro, there is an exhibit called The World of Transformers. And my brother, I told my brother to check it out because he only lives like a 5 to 10 minute walk from the Parco Museum. I told him to check it out, and then he actually sent me a video tour of the museum and the exhibit, as well as a whole bunch of photos. Now, if you want to check out that video and all those photos from the exhibit, make sure you like the Ragin Nation Facebook page. Go give it a like, show me some support, and you can check out all those photos and also the video tour, and you could see a lot of really cool G1 goodness, as well as a lot of really cool diorama displays of the new Studio Series toys. So there you have it. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. What do you guys think about these new two new films that are being announced? Bumblebee Optimus Prime buddy movie, as well as the larger Transformers film, which is a follow-up to Transformers Last Night, which I believe won't have anything to do with the events of Transformers Last Night. It's just going to be a larger Autobot story. Hell, it could be even the Autobots that we see introduced in Bumblebee and Optimus Prime, that movie, and then we could see this new set of Autobots and then go on a story from there. But I'll tell you that we're not getting Kate Yaga or Sam Witwicky anymore. It won't be that anymore because I'm done seeing those guys. As always, if you enjoyed this video, you want to see more, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like me on Facebook, The Ragin Nation. Also follow me on Twitter, Ragin Nation. My name's Alex Yu. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Peace.